I have a religious question, and I come to you as a religious man to answer it. Right here, right now, I'm not an atheist. I can't equip myself with moral relativism. I'm an agnostic, and I envy your faith. I want to know why I should believe it's more probable that there is a God than there isn't. You don't have to prove absolutely that there is one. I just want to know that it's more probable that there is than that there isn't, and I want you to show me.
Thanks for asking that honest question. I appreciate it. The reason that I believe that God exists is because of certain evidence. First piece of evidence, the order and the design of the cosmos points me to some type of intelligent mind, because my experience in life is, in order to bring about order, I got to work real hard. And when I get sick, I don't go running to a neophyte. When I get really sick, I go running to a highly, highly trained doctor who understands the order and design of the human body. My experience in life is order demands an intelligent mind behind it. It doesn't come about by chance. Second piece of evidence for me. Life, in my experience, always comes from life. I don't care if it's plant life, animal life, human life. You never get life out of non-life. In other words, you never get the animate from the inanimate. Therefore, is it more reasonable for me to believe in the beginning God, or is it more reasonable for me to believe in the beginning matter and energy? Because I only see life come from life, never life come from non-life, it's far more plausible, reasonable for me to believe in the beginning God. Third point, the moral argument. I think you've been standing here while I've been articulating it. I am convinced that although there are not many, there are at least a few moral absolutes. Although there's a lot of ethical gray, probably more ethical gray than ethical black and white, there at times is ethical black and white, crystal clear.
Moral absolute.
Moral absolute.
So those are the three reasons.
Those are three.
Order.
Order design, coming from intelligent mind. Life coming from life, not from non-life. Moral absolutes. Fourth one, love. My experience of life is that love is crucial to my marriage, my family, my friendships. Love is a crucial motive in my life. If it's lacking, life turns very sterile, very empty. The only way love can be real is if there is more to reality than matter and energy. There's got to be some type of God who creates us with this innate ability to genuinely love. If there is no God, the Duke University student was correct when he said, love is simply a biological drive to preserve the genetic pool. And I said, sir, do you really think that's what motivates Mother Teresa to work among the dying in Calcutta, India? He said, yes. I have a fundamental disagreement with that. My experience in life is, no. Mother Teresa was motivated by love for the dying in Calcutta, India. That's why she did what she did. Not motivated primarily by a drive to preserve the genetic pool.
Okay, so we got to give the agnostic, I don't know his name in this video, but we got to give him a ton of credit, because he, in this video, he proves what a lot of people can't do in real life. He admits that he genuinely, honestly wants to know, why is it more reasonable to believe in God than to not believe in God? Just to circumvent in the shortcut what I believe would be a great response, and Cliff touched on this, but it's that most of all theologians agree that everything in the universe and everything in life that we can see has an intelligent designer behind that. Now, a lot of them won't credit God to be that designer, but if you deduct a lot of the evidence that we see in our everyday life, you will come to find out that it's not just here by chance. It's not just here by random. And that's so interesting, because you have to make that decision if you get to that point. Well, then who was the designer? Who was the being that kickstarted this whole thing together? That, I believe, is a very strong argument for God's existence. But also, what Cliff pointed out too was love, right? I love to touch on this, no pun intended, but I love to always speak about this, because we try to always differentiate science and God as being two separate things, but I think a lot of it coexists together. And to go even further, I think love is something that's just so beautifully abstract because you can't prove it in a lab. You can't like physically see love, but we know that it exists. You know, a lot of debates from agnostics and atheists will try to prove everything to be absolute, but I think God has created such a world where you can't always definitively see things or prove things 100%. And there's so many things that you can prove absolutely, but it's important to note a lot of the things that we believe in life is not because we can absolutely prove it, right? But we can, for a good chance, know that it does exist. We can't 100% prove that, but we know that the person loves us by the way that they treat us, by the way that they would do something without us being there, you know? And I think moreover, it's because love exists, you know? Like that's the more important thing. Like, why does love exist? You know what I mean? Like, why do we love other people? Now you could say, oh, it's because we want the best for our society, but I think that evolution is not always the answer, because you can come up with these answers by saying, yes, it was an evolutionary process. But the one thing that evolution doesn't solve is how did it all get here in the first place? I think that the argument for the design in the universe is one of the strongest arguments to me. And I think it was amazing how Cliff touched on this, but I really want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys for tuning in.